Sa topic na joint and byproduct costing, let's first define joint cost and joint production process. So, in simple terms, joint production process means isang production lang, pero maraming product ang sabay-sabay na nabubuo or na produce. Hindi lang isa, dalawa, or mas higit pa dun. So, for example, may isang process na ginagawa sa factory. Gagamit sila ng same materials, same labor, same equipment, pero sa dulo, iisa lang ang produkto na kalalabasan. For example, sa isang oil refinery, ginagamit nila ang crude oil. Pag dinaan ito sa refining process, hindi lang isang product ang makukuha or maproproduce. Lalabas dito ang gasoline, diesel, lubricants, kerosene. Lahat sabay-sabay galing sa isang raw materials at process. At dyan papasok ang joint cost. Ang joint cost ay lahat ng total cost o kabuuang gastos na nagamit sa process ng production. Like, bago separately identifiable ang mga products. Ibig sabihin, habang magkakasama pa or hindi pa nagkakahiwalay yung mga products sa process, like sa stage na hindi pa alam na magiging gasoline yung products or diesel, lahat ng gastos tulad ng materials, labors, overhead ay tinuturing na joint cost. Kapag dumating na ang split of point, doon na nagiging malinaw kung alin ang specific product na mga nagawa. The split of point is the production process where the products became separately identifiable. Kumbaga, dito na natin nakikita kung ano ang kalalabasan ng bawat isa sa mga nagawang product. May mga product na right after split of point, pwede na agad ibenta kasi ready na sila or for sale na sila. Pero may iba naman na kailangan pang dumaan sa additional process bago mabenta or bago maging presentable sa market. Yung mga gastos after ng split of point, tulad ng extra packaging, purification, labeling, ay tinatawag na separable cost or further processing cost. So, to summarize that, lahat ng cost bago mag-split off ay tinatawag na joint cost. Then, lahat ng cost after or pagkatapos ng split off ay tinatawag na separable cost. Kaya mahalaga sa mga companies na alam nila kung paano i-allocate ng maayos ang joint cost sa bawat product. Kasi kung hindi tama ang pagkakahati ng joint cost, mahihirapan silang malaman kung alin sa mga product ang main product, yung major or principal product, alin ang byproduct, yung secondary or incidental product, at alin ang scrap or yung mga excess, yung leftover, yung maliliit lang na value. So, proper cost allocation helps in pricing decisions kasi kung hindi tama ang pagbibigay ng cost per product, baka mali rin ang maging setup ng or pagsaset ng price at eventually makaka-apekto siya sa profit.
There is two main reasons for us to allocate the joint cost. First, for proper inventory valuation and cost of goods sold. Ibig sabihin, gusto natin malaman kung magkano talaga ang nagagastos sa bawat product. Kung hindi natin hahatiin yung joint cost, hindi natin malalaman kung alin sa mga products na binibenta natin ang profitable at alin ang hindi. So, by allocating the joint cost properly, nakukuha natin yung true cost per product. This helps the company record accurate financial information. And this is important kasi kapag mali ang allocation ng cost, mali na rin ang magiging cost of goods sold and ang inventory value. Ibig sabihin, pwedeng mali ang income statement ng company. Baka ang maging result nito ay mas malaki o mas maliit yung kita nila kaysa sa totoong value. So, it's really for fairness and accuracy in financial reporting. Second is for income tax reporting. Siyempre, kapag may business ka, kailangan mong mag-report sa BIR kung magkano talaga yung income mo. Kung mali yung cost na naka-assign sa mga products na binibenta mo, mali rin yung income na lalabas, kaya pwedeng mali ang tax na mababayaran mo. Kapag tama ang joint cost allocation, mas madali sa company na magpakitamang compute ng income at ng tax. Naiiwasan din yung mga issues or penalties with the government dahil sa may proof sila na maayos yung cost records nila. So basically, this reason is about legal compliance and honesty in reporting. Take note na ang joint products is also called the main products or the co-products. They are the products that come from the same process pero parehong valuable. Kagaya ng example kanina, kapag nag-process ka ng crude oil, sabay mong makukuha yung gasoline, yung diesel, at yung kerosene. Lahat yon importante, kaya dapat hatiin mo ng tama yung cost nila. In summary, we allocate joint costs for accuracy in accounting and correct tax reporting. It's not just a random calculation, dahil ginagawa ito para mas maging fair, transparent, at reliable ang financial information ng company.
So today everyone, I'll be explaining the difference between the main product and the byproduct under joint and byproduct costing. When we say joint and byproduct costing, this is about producing two or more products using the same raw materials, process, so meaning sabay silang nagagawa pero magkaiba sila when it comes sa value at purpose. So first, what is main product? A main product is the primary or main output that the company intends to produce. So the main product, ito yung mga primary product na gustong gawin ng company. In other words, ito talaga yung main goal ng production. Usually ito kasi yung may mga pinakamataas na market value, highest income, kaya halos lahat ng production cost ay nakafocus dito. So, to understand more about the main product is I'm giving an example. And the perfect example for that is yung palay. Kapag ang palay ay itinaan sa milling process or giniling sa rice mill, hindi lang isang product ang nagagawa or nabubuo sa isang proseso. Maraming produkto ang lumalabas or nagagawa like bigas, darak, or iba. Pero hindi lahat ng ito ay may kaparehong value. Since main product yung pinag-uusapan natin, ang bigas talaga ang pinaka-main product nito dahil siya yung primary goal ng production process. Lahat kasi ng step ng rice milling like yung paglilinis, drying ng bigas, palay, or milling ay ginagawa para makagawa ng high quality ng bigas para maibenta siya sa market. And yun ang for the main product. Next is yung byproduct. Ang byproduct is a product that is produced incidentally or ito yung mga hindi sadya na nagagawa during the process of main product. Hindi siya yung pinaka main target ng production. And parang extra product lang siya kung tawagin, but may small value pa rin ito at nabibenta din ito para may other income. Usually, yung income na galing sa byproduct is deducted siya sa total production cost to help na mag-compute ng cost main production. So, let's give another example for that. Since nag-example tayo sa main product, gamitin na lang natin yung as a example sa byproduct. So, ang rice is yung main product and habang sa byproduct is yung darak at iba dahil they are produced along with rice, which is may value siya pero lower nga lang. Still, useful pa rin siya and pwede pa ibenta or pwede reuse so they can help the company mag-reduce ng waste
and maka-earn na extra income, kaya mas less value siya compare sa main product. So to sum up the difference between them, main product is a primary product who have highest market value, while the byproduct is the secondary product with a lower value. And that's all. Thank you.
Approaches to allocating joint costs to main products. So there's two approaches with this. First approach is to allocate joint costs using the market-based data such as revenues. Under this, we have the sales value at split off method. Second, we have the net realizable value or NRV method. Third, we have the constant gross margin percentage NRV method. Second approach is to allocate joint costs using the physical measures such as the weight, quantity, or yung physical units or volume of the joint products. Sales value at split-off method. These methods allocate joint costs to products based on their relative sales value at the split-off point. It considers yung total production for the period, not just the quantity sold, since yung joint costs are incurred for all the units produced. Yung goal is to assign cost to each product in proportion to its revenue generating ability, following the benefits received principles. As a result, each product ends up with the same gross margin percentage because yung allocation is tied directly to their relative sales value. So to apply this method, yung selling price be available for all the product at the split-off point. The net realizable value NRV method. This method assigns joint costs to products based on their NRV, which is calculated as the final sales minus separable costs. This approach is generally used when selling price at the split-off point are unavailable for some or all the products. It allocates costs according to each product's potential profitability after accounting for additional processing costs. The method assumes consistent selling prices and processing steps throughout the accounting period, even if this may change in practice to simplify implementation. The constant gross margin percentage NRV methods allocates the joint costs so that each product ends up with the same gross margin percentage. The physical measure methods allocate the joint costs to products based on a common physical attribute, such as weight, volume, or quantity as the split-off point. Assign cost proportionally to the amount of each product produced, resulting in an equal cost per physical unit. However, this method is often less desirable because it ignores the product's revenue-generating abilities.
Methods of allocating joint costs by product. Method A. By product are organized when sold. Ginagamit ang Method A kapag ang product ay hindi gaanong mahalaga at hindi na kailangan ng dagdag na proseso bago ibenta. Hindi agad nare-record ang kita ng byproduct habang production pa lang. Ire-record lang ito kapag nabenta na. Net revenue, the sale byproduct, selling price minus selling expense, may be treated and presented in the income statement as other income, hiwalay na kita. Additional sales revenue, ito yung dagdag sa buong sales. Deduction from COGS, ito yung binabawas sa cost of goods sold ng main product para tumaas ang gross profit. Simple lang itong method na ito kasi hindi gaano kalaki yung value ng byproduct. Next is Method B. Byproduct are organized when produced. Ginagamit ang Method B kapag mahalaga ang byproduct at kailangan pa ng dagdag na processing bago ibenta. Dito, ina-account na agad ang value ng byproduct pagkatapos ng production, hindi katulad ng Method A. Yung expected value ng byproduct ay binabawas sa total production cost ng main product sa income statement. May dalawang basic accounting methods if byproducts are recognized when production is completed. First, net realizable value method. Kukunin ang expected selling price by product, babawasan ng processing at marketing admin cost. Ang value ay ibabawas sa manufacturing cost ng main product. Second is reversal cost method. Kukunin din ang selling price pero ibabawas pati ibabawas pati normal profit. Ang matitirang halaga ay ituturing na cost ng byproduct at ibabawas sa gastos ng main product. Sa method B, dahil may value na ang byproduct, kasama agad ito sa costing ng main product. So, meron akong dalawang problem na ni-ready para mas maintindihan at ma-apply natin lahat ng methods. Dito, ang problem 1, Galera Corporation produced main product B from a process that also yield by product D. The product requires additional processing cost 2,000 and selling expenses 700. Information concerning the batch produced in November 2020 follows. Product B and D. Product B production 30,000, product D production 10,000. Market value of D is 20 and D is 2. Unit sold B 25,000 and D is 7,500. The costs include up to the split off point are direct material 130,000, direct labor 95,000, factory overhead 75,000. Methods by products are required when sold. Net value treated as additional revenue. Debit cash 12,300. Credit sales by product 12,300. To record net value from sales of byproduct. So, here's net value of another income. Here's the income statement of Galera Corporation for the month of November 2020. Sales. Main product B 500,000. Less COGS. Direct material 130,000. Direct labor 95,000. Factory overhead 75,000. The total manufacturing cost is 300,000 and less inventory and 50,000. So, magiging total ng ROI 25,000. 250,000. And gross profit is 250,000 din. And yung add natin yung another income kasi yun yung step 2 is mag-add tayo ng another income. Revenue from byproduct is 12,300. Total ng 12,300 plus 250,000 is 262,300 less ng administrative expense and selling ng 105,000. So, magiging equal siya sa 157,300 ang net income niya.
So, here naman tayo sa net revenue treated as additional revenue. Galera Corporation pa rin and income statement for month of November 2020. Sales. Main product B is 500,000. Byproduct D is 12,300. So, 500,000 plus 12,300 is equals to 512,300. So, ilalas ulit natin sa COGS. Less COGS ng i-add muna natin lahat ng COGS is direct material, same ulit, 130. Direct labor, 95. Factory overhead, 75,000. So, equals ng total manufacturing cost is 300,000. Less ng 50,000 sa inventory end. Sa inventory end, so magiging 25,000. So, ay 250,000. Plus 12,300, magiging 262,300 yung gross profit natin. And less natin ng selling price and administrative expenses ng 105, magiging 157,300 yung net income natin. So, here's the method B. Dito ay gagawin natin yung net realizable method tsaka reversal cost method. So, here may ginawa kong problem kanina and isa-solve natin siya. Actually, na-solve ko na siya. So, isa-solve natin ulit. MCQ company manufacture product MN from a process that also produced by product J and by product K. The following pertains to operation by October 2020. MN. Unit produced of MN is 10,000, sales price 20, units sold 8,000, subsequent 62,300, selling price administrative 32,000, product J 6,000, unit produced, sales price 3,000, unit sold 6,000, subsequent 5,700, selling price administrative is 2,500, and desired profit is 2,000. Product K is unit produced by 4,000, sales price is 2.75, unit sold is 4,000, and subsequent cost is 4,300, selling price administrative is 1,000, and desired profit is 1,200. The total of unit produced is 20,000, the unit sold total is 18,000, the subsequent cost is 72,300, and the selling price administrative is 35,500. The joint cost amounted to 50,000. By product, its records, it net realizable value. By product J, debit product J 9,800, product K 5,700, credit work in process 15,500. To record net realizable value, the completed by product. So here's the solution. Product J, meron siyang unit produced na 6,000. Ita times natin sa sales price na 3,000, so equals 18,000. Yung subsequence ng product J is 5,700. Here, nandyan siya, 5,700. And selling administrative expense is 2,500. Ayan, 2,500 siya. And then, sa product, and then, ipa-plus natin yung subsequent cost and selling price administrative. Nag-equal ito ng 8,200. And then, 8,200, ima-minus natin siya sa 18,000, so magiging 9,800 na siya. Sa product K naman tayo, ang unit produced ng product K is 4,000. Ita times natin sa 2.75 na sales price. Equals nito is 11,000. Ang subsequent cost naman ng product K is 4,300, which is nandyan, 4,300. And the selling price niya is 1,000, and nandito din 1,000. Ipa-plus ulit natin yung subsequent cost and selling price administrative. 4,000 plus 4,300 plus 1,000 is equals to 5,300. So, minus 11,000 minus 5,300 is equals to 5,700. So, next is the income statement. Here's the income statement of MCQ Corporation for the month of October 2020. Sales, main product MN, ng sales niya is 160,000. Less natin ilalas natin yung sa joint subsequence. Pero ito total muna natin yung joint cost and subsequent cost. Joint cost plus subsequent cost 50,000 minus 62,300 minus 5 plus 50,000 is equals to 112,300. Ayan yung total manufacturer. Minus natin ng net revenue value ng byproduct is 15,500. So, ima-minus natin na yung total manufacturer sa ima-minus natin yung byproduct. Total manufacturer sa net revenue 15,500 is 96,800, and then inventory end natin 90. The inventory end natin ng main product, ilalas natin yung manufacturing cost, net manufacturing cost, tsaka inventory end natin 19,360, magiging equal 77,440. So ang gross profit niya is 82,550. Maglalas tayo ng 82,550 less 32,000 is equals to 50,560. Ito yung net income niya sa net realizable value, 50,550. Next is reversal cost method. Journal entries to record costs applicable to byproduct and subsequent costs. A. Debit work in process by product J, work in process by product K, 7,800 for product J, 4,500 for product K. Credit work in process 12,300. Journal entry work in process, debit work in process by product J 5,700, work in process by product K 4,300. Direct material convention cost 10,000, credit 10,000. Let us see, by product inventory J, debit 13,500, by product inventory K, debit 8,800. Credit work in process by product J 13,500, work in process by product K 18,800. So the solution is same lang din kanina. Product J, unit produced is 6,000 and sales price is 3 times ulit natin, it equals to 18,000. So subsequent ulit is 5,700, same lang din kanina. Selling administrative, same lang din kanina, 2,500, and desired profit is 200. So ipa-plus lang natin siya. 5,700 plus 2,500 plus 2,000 is equals to 10,200. So ang share joint niya is 18,000 minus 10,200 is equals to 7,800. Ito yung share joint ng product J. Sa product K naman tayo, same lang din kanina. Unit produced 4,000 times natin sa 2.75 is equals to 11,000. So same lang din kanina, subsequence 4,300 plus 1,000 and plus 1,2 is equals to 6,500. And then minus ulit natin 11,000 minus 6,500, it equals to 4,500. Ito yung share joint ng product K. Ito yung sa reversal cost method. Ito naman yung income statement ng sa reversal cost method. MCQ Corporation income statement for the month of October 2020. Sales
MN sales, 160,000. Less COGS, share joint cost is 37,700, subsequent cost 62,300. Total manufacturer, ipa-plus lang yan natin. 37,700 plus 62,300 is equals to 100,000. So, ayan yung total manufacturing cost natin. So, less inventory end natin is equals to 80,000. Ayun yung gross profit natin. Kasi nilas natin ng 100,000, ilas natin na 20,000 is equals to 80,000. So, maglalas pa tayo ng selling price na 32,000. Ang magiging equal, ang net income natin sa MN is 48,000. Ayan, 48,000 yung net income natin. Dito naman tayo sa product J. Ang sales ng product J is 18,000. Ang share joint ng product J is 7,800. And then yung subsequent cost niya is 5,700. So, ipa-plus lang din ulit natin siya. So, sa byproduct J is same lang din, 18,000 sales. Share and joint cost is 7,800. Subsequent cost is 5,700. Total manufacturer nito, i-plus lang din ulit natin yung share, tsaka yung subsequent is 13,500. And then, wala siyang inventory.
Differentiate byproduct from scrap. Differentiate byproduct from scrap. Byproduct, a secondary output, produced simultaneously with the main product that possesses measurable economic value and can be sold or utilized in other process. While scrap is residual or waste material resulting from the manufacturing process that has minimal or no commercial value and is often discarded or recycled. Byproduct, although not the primary objective of production, a byproduct is considered economically beneficial as it can be sold or further processed to generate additional income. Scrap represent unintended waste from production, typically reused, sold at a nominal price, or disposed of depending on its recoverable value. Examples of byproduct. In sugar manufacturing, molasses is a byproduct that can be marketed for various industrial use. Scrap example is in metal fabrication, metal shaving generated during cutting operations are classified as scrap. Accounting treatment for byproduct, the sale or value of byproducts is either recorded as other income or deducted from the total production cost to determine the cost of the main product. Scrap's accounting treatment, the realizable value of scrap is generally deducted from the cost of raw materials or recognized as miscellaneous income when sold. And that's the differentiate between byproduct and scrap.
Accounting for byproduct and scrap. Katulad po ng accounting for joint cost, may variety method po tayo. Although may dalawa po tayong pinag-uusapan. Yung kung paano natin i-account yung byproduct and scrap. The choice of the method should depend on the magnitude of the net realizable value of the byproduct and the need additional processing after split off. So we will be talking here of the NRV approach or realizable approach. Next is here is the NRV approach or the offset approach. Because reduced for the joint product, cost derivative is created by the product sales. So, kung meron tayong nabuong byproducts, kapag nabenta natin ito is mababawasan siya sa joint product cost. So, ang maapektuhan dito is yung joint product cost. So, When the product is generated, the NRV is debited to inventory, and one of the two accounts may be credited to WIP joint products or the COGS for the joint products. So although we will be illustrating the credited to WIP joint product because it allows the joint cost to be reduced immediately when the byproduct is reduced. Next is, tignan po natin tong journal entries on the assumption. Ito po ay assumption sa illustration ni Harkins-Poultry. So, on the assumption na meron tayong mga joint product and itong byproduct na ito is yung fertilizer pellet. So, makikita nyo po dito, nag-debit tayo ng web inventory fertilizer pellet and credit ng inventory process inventory. WIP process inventory joint product. So, tingnan natin na na-reduce immediately na ibawas natin sa joint product yung value, okay? Yung value ng ating byproduct or scrap. In this case, ang scrap po natin is yung fertilizer pellet. Second is to reduce the production of the byproduct on the alternative credit could have been made to cost of goods sold for the joint product. Yun po yung regarding niya. Next is debit po tayo dito ng fertilizer pellet and credit various account to record the additional process. And debit finished goods inventory fertilizer pellet and credit work in process fertilizer pellet. So, para ma-transfer po natin yung completed by the product to finished goods. Ganun po. Last is cash for account receivable, debit, and credit ng finished good inventory. Tingnan nyo, kapag binenta natin yung product na ito, notice na magde-debit tayo ng cash and AR and credit to finished good inventory. Kagaya po, kung mapapansin nyo po dito na wala po tayong recognition ng sales, wala din tayong recognition ng cost, and wala tayong cost of goods sold. Kasi, diretso na tayo sa pag-credit ng finished goods inventory. Kasi diba, kapag may inventory tayo, ang journal entry natin sa perpetual is debit ka ng cash or the AR and credit ka ng sales, then debit ka ulit ng cost of goods sold and credit ka ng inventory account. So, pero dito, in-ignore natin yung yung sales at i-recognize natin yung debit cash for AR and credit finished good for sales to recognize the sales for by the product. So, ang next naman na topic is the reducing the joint by the NRV of the byproduct is the traditional method used to account for the such goods, but it is not necessarily the best method for internal decision making for the byproduct and management. So, sa NRV method does not indicate the revenue, expense, or the profit for the byproducts, and thus does not provide the sufficiency information to include the management to maximize the inflow from the product disposal. So, makikita nyo sa last na entry natin, yung sa cash for AR, wala po tayong revenue, wala po tayong expense or profit. So, hindi po natin malalaman yung profit ng ng journal entry. So, wala po tayong sales and COGS, ito yung tinutukoy natin na ino-offset, katulad ng journal entry natin kanina. Next is realized value approach or other income approach. Kasi ipinapasok natin ito sa other income or other revenue instead na directly credited sa finished goods inventory kapag meron tayong sales ng byproduct. So under this method, realized value approach is no value is recognized for the byproduct until it is sold. So wala daw value yung byproduct hanggang sa may benta. So kung mapapansin nyo, sa presentation 1, meron tayong journal entry. Debit, work in process inventory, joint product. Guys, dito nakapaloob yung direct labor and direct material. Second, debit, manufacturing overhead control. Ito lahat yung mga controlled account. Credit, various account. To the record the labor and overhead costs of byproduct processing. Notes guys na all costs are included in the cost of joint product. Second is cash or AR debit and credited na other revenue. Sa presentation 1, to explain it, the bullet 1 is total sales of byproduct is shown on the income statement under the other revenue account. Second is the cost of additional process or disposal of the byproduct are included in the cost of producing the joint products. Last is this presentation does not match the cost of producing by the product with its revenue. Next presentation is the total sales of byproduct are called net of additional cost of processing and disposal. It's shown on the income statement as an enhancement of the net income in the period of sales under the other income account. Second, it allows management to recognize the monetary benefit realized from the managing the cost and the revenue related to the byproducts. So sa second journal entry, we have debit, work in process inventory, fertilizer pellets, and credit various accounts. So notice natin dito na nire-recognize po natin yung WIP by the product kasi sa previous presentation 1 na makikita po natin sa journal entry kung saan naka-charge or nakapasok siya dun sa cost ng joint product. So nag-debit siya dito dun sa presentation ng presentation 1, nag-debit siya ng work in process joint product. So dito naman sa presentation 2, nag-debit tayo ng work in process na byproduct na fertilizer pellets and credit various accounts to record all the labor and overhead control of the byproduct processing. Notes that the all costs are included in the cost by the product. Second journal entry is cash for account receivable or account receivable. Credit na nag-credit naman tayo dito ng work in process inventory na fertilizer pellets and credit other income. So dito sa bullet na makikita sa bullet 1 na ang top sales of by the product of additional cost of processing disposal is shown in the income statement. So, nasa second journal entry siya. Next is, ito naman, makikita natin dito yung NRV na nare-reduce or nagde-deduct sa cost of goods sold. So, makikita natin dito yung sales na 6.2 million and the cost of goods sold, which is, i-compute natin yung cost of goods sold na first, the beginning finished goods inventory less natin sa cost of good manufactured is equal to cost of good available for sales. So, ibig sabihin guys, itong and less ending finished good inventory na 380,000 is equal to under adjusted cost of goods sold. Means guys, ito na talaga yung cost of goods sold natin. Kaso, may NRV of the byproduct tayo. So, ilaless natin yun sa 400. So, ganun lang kinukuha yung NRV reduced for the cost of goods sold. Sa sa NRV ng cost of good manufactured, meron tayong sales na 6.2 million and i-compute natin ulit yung cost of goods sold, the beginning finished goods inventory plus cost of goods sold na 3.2 million equal to cost of goods sold available. So, less ending finished goods inventory assumed to be smaller than under the cost of goods sold. So, equal natin yan na 3.258 million. Ay, 3,258,000. So, under naman sa NRV to reduce the increased revenue, makikita natin dito na yung sales na 2 million or other income. Ibig sabihin, i-compute natin yung other revenue na by-product sales na 600,000. So, di ko na itutuloy yung computation dito kasi ang hinahanap lang natin is yung different ng bawat account, bawat net realizable value. So,